So everybody wants to grow, right? You have this responsibility to grow the business, to grow yourself, to grow the teams, and that has a price actually. Growth always comes at a price. So you have to ask yourself a question first and foremost before trying to build any plan or trying to have a growth mindset or trying to have a growth plan as a leader. You need to ask yourself and define what growth is for you. What it does even mean. You have to ask yourself a question: at what price I'm going to achieve growth? Am I willing to pay that price? Because if that equation, that mathematics is not working for you, if your personal definition of growth is not aligned with your purpose, you will not put your heart into it. You will not be able to sustain the pressure and the times around it. So define growth for yourself first of all. For me personally, I have 3 areas wherein I want to make sure that I'm always equally pushing them, because one is important for the other to work well, and then vice versa. So for me, there are 3 areas. One is, of course, my health. If I'm not healthy, if I'm not in the right mindset, if I'm not enjoying, if my body is not functioning well, I'll not be able to enjoy anything, neither the food, nor the success, nor the knowledge or anything. I need to keep myself very fit and very healthy. So health is one of the important goals, and that to me is a very good definition of success. Most of the people I see, especially business leaders, ignore that and they go into problems around their health. So that's one. The another goal for growth for me personally is, of course, to have wealth. Right? You need to have wealth, you need to have cash, you need to have money in order to purchase things that make you happy, in order to do things that you want to do and that help you self-realize, in order to make changes in the world so that you can purchase other people's time or stuff, so that you can do things that you want to do when you want to do with who you want to do, right? That's a kind of freedom that you get when you have wealth. So one is health, the another is one wealth, and then I also have a third goal that I really want to work is something that is making me smarter, something that allows me to consume information in a better way, find patterns, and be able to see things that others are not able to see, build leverage around that, so that both my health and both my wealth, they become easier and better and faster for me. I don't want to go through paths or systems which are inefficient if there is a smarter and better way to achieve something. Right? So I learn regularly. I learn about almost everything, and I learn about mental models, about how I can be healthier and fitter, what kind of food that I can have. So acquiring this knowledge that makes me smarter very constantly is the third goal that I have. So once you're able to define what growth or success looks like for you, now is the time for you to get into action. The problem, however, in this situation is that as a leader, your time is so much in demand. You get into the office and work and you're pulled from different sides. There are people, there are things who are demanding your attention and time. You have to make sure that your calendar is not filled with the things that are not absolutely important and not absolutely critical to what your definition of growth looks like, right? So you have to prioritize things around your definition of growth. You have to understand that what is that one lever that if I can pull right, I will be able to achieve that goal of growth that I defined for myself. Right? So in order to do that, let me give you an exercise. What you have to do is you have to broaden your horizon. You have to zoom out of the things that you are in. People make this mistake in leadership very often. They go into the office and there is a lot of things that are happening, and because they're craving for progress and success, they keep on jumping from one thing to another. They're distracted from one thing to another, and they feel busy, have this to do, and then it gives them kick that I'm doing so many things, but that is not what you should be focusing upon. Imagine you are moving up, increasing the altitude in an aeroplane. The higher you move, the smaller things will be disappearing very, very quickly and gradually. What you're able to see only from a height of, let's say, 1,000 feet or something are the biggest things only. Right? So the things which are the most important things, the things that matter the most, those are the things that will be only visible to you if you zoom out from your business, if you zoom out from your work, if you zoom out from your day-to-day life. Not only that, you'll be able to see the connection between those big things with each other, right? You'll be able to see your house and your relative's house and your girlfriend's house, and you'll be able to connect how far is that and what is the connection and relationship between all of those, how one thing impacts the another thing, right? Then you can define and understand that which of the one thing, if I can pick and put into my calendar and make my life's mission that this is the thing that I care about, you'll be happy and the most effective also. Now, on the other hand, what you have to do is you have to make that this is your mission, this is your goal, and this is the most important thing, and you care about this the most. And then on the other hand, you have to be absolutely ruthless and discard everything else, because those are the things that don't matter, right? So you can keep your calendar completely blank, refuse to take meetings, you can refuse to have networking or calls or anything else which fills your mind, because what you need to do is that in order for you to be able to focus on that one thing which is the most important thing, you need to put all of your energies, mental, physical, everything into doing that thing the fastest, the most efficient way. And you'll be able to do that only if your entire energies are directed onto that. And that only happens if you ruthlessly discard everything else, every distraction which takes piece by piece small amounts of energy from you. You have to be very, very ruthless about that. Right? So, for example, if you look at my calendar, you mostly will find it very, very blank. I don't have meetings scheduled for myself. And on the other hand, you would find me ruthlessly discarding calls. I don't take calls, I don't take meetings, I don't go to networking events. I would rather sit and think. I would rather sit and read a book. I would rather sit and watch a movie or just take a walk. Or I would rather just sit and look at the stars into nothing, right? Now, people often can see me and they say, oh my, and they're gonna say, oh, the guy is so careless and useless. He was so free, but yet he was not taking the calls and not taking the meetings. And I'm like, no, that's not the point. That call, if I had taken, would put some information into my brain, and I know my brain that I'm going to be thinking about it. I'm going to be connecting the dots, and it's going to drain me out of the energy that I have. And that would mean that I will be left with less energy to focus and do the things that matter the most with the 100% energy, and I don't want that to happen. I cannot allow that to happen. That is the most effective way of building a growth mindset, right? So here's the summary. Define success for yourself. Define growth for yourself. 3 major areas of growth wherein you want to have goals are your health, your wealth, and your mind, right? Something that makes you smarter. Alright, so once you've defined what are the goals into these 3 areas for you, then you have to prioritize the day-to-day actions, align them with these goals for you. And the way you do that is to zoom out from the situation and find out that one thing or 2 at maximum that have the maximum impact on the outcome in your desired direction. Once you have that, put that into your calendar and discard everything else. Discard any distraction. Don't take meetings, don't talk to people, don't go to networking events that are anyways overrated, by the way. And sit, relax, enjoy, think. That is most important, and you can only do that if you're able to go through this exercise that I just talked about. That is how you build a growth mindset.